In this video, a new adventure awaits us. With our beloved truck, we drive up to an altitude of no less than 4,860 meters. From there, we climb even higher on foot. But was coming here such a good idea? Years ago, we were told that our truck wouldn't be able to handle altitudes like this.
Word je zenuwachtig nu?
We are family everywhere. More than 4 years ago, we chose a slower life with more time for each other. We traded our house for the world, and after exploring Europe and North America, we are now traveling through South America. Join us on an incredible journey to the southernmost tip of Argentina and to the most beautiful places in the world.
Ladies, are we ready to go to our really high volcano?
Yes!
And to the sun?
Yes!
Okay, more about that later. We camped here on 4,000 meters for a couple of days, so we are pretty good acclimatized. I don't know if that's the right way to pronounce it, but we are doing well. We all slept good, right?
Yes!
Yes, nobody has a headache?
No.
No? So we are hired to go to some more elevation. So in the next night we are probably going to sleep at 4,400 meters, and then we hope that the sky will clear in the next days. It's not really looking well, so that we can drive up to 4,800 meters elevation and then walk to 5,200 meters elevation.
That would be great, right?
Yes.
Yes!
Ik ben wel benieuwd hoe dat gaat als we op bijna 5.000 meter gaan zijn.
Hij heeft wel behoorlijke moeite.
Nou, zeker.
Each with our own way of passing the time, we begin the 300-kilometer journey to the Chimborazo volcano. From an altitude of 4,000 meters, we descend all the way down to sea level, only to climb back up into the mountains, heading straight for the clouds. According to the forecast, Chimborazo will be covered in heavy clouds, but at 3,600 meters, we unexpectedly drive out of them. And then he appears, the Chimborazo. That feeling, that wonder, wow, this view is truly phenomenal.
Dit is echt mega. No. Jongens, dit is echt bizar. En op 300 meter en dan zijn we op ons plekje met ons uitzicht. Tadaa! We made it! Not completely though. We are now on 4,000 meters and we first wanted to drive to 4,400 meters in the national park, but you know, we overestimated ourselves a little bit because it was a 300-kilometer drive, and well, you had to be in the national park before 2 p.m. so we never could make that. But that doesn't matter. We at one point we started driving and we see this volcano and this snow is shining, glittering. Amazing. We changed our car after we made that video because I don't know, this is some kind of a building place, I don't know, but here we are a little bit more out of sight for the road and out of the wind. But incredible, this, I mean,
Long day.
a very long day. That's why we're getting something fast to eat, pasta with tomato sauce, quick, easy, because I'm hungry. You are too there, ladies?
Yes!
Very hungry. But oh wow, look outside. The view is amazing. Oh wow, this is incredible. Pas erop, deze pan. Oeh.
Yum!
Nou, smakelijk eten.
Hey, daar ga je.
it may be very clear that we are not going to the volcano with this weather. Who knows later, but probably not, because normally it's clear in the morning and then the clouds come in. But the kids don't mind really, because they really wanted to continue with our project, the moon. Or not, girls?
Yes.
Yes.
It looks like this yet, but we're gonna color all the things. But Mama says we need to color in.
Yes. Okay. So we are busy with this moon project, with everything about the moon. Well, no, the universe, but now it's subject moon. So we are making a very nice crafts art with.
Was in de maan, eerste kwartier, jonge maan, sinkel, nieuwe maan.
Wow, super cool. Here we go! We are going to the national park. We don't know yet where to sleep. Maybe at the visitor center at 4,400 meters, or we are going to drive up as fast as we can to 4,860 meters of elevation, really high. But we don't know yet. The weather forecast is very unpredictable. Today was not going to be a very good day, but late in the morning it cleared up, and the volcano is most of the time mostly yeah, you can see it. Tomorrow should be better, but yeah, I don't know, should we take our chance now? So we are going to drive to the visitor center, and then we are going to ask there what they think, and then we are going to make our decision.
It is only a few kilometers to the visitor center, but that is enough for the volcano to hide behind the clouds again. The choice is an easy one. We make ourselves comfortable in the camper until there's a knock on the door. A bus full of Flemish and Dutch tourists curious about our lives on the road. But then, late in the afternoon, the sky clears and we stand there, buzzing with excitement, watching a truly magnificent spectacle.
Duizeligheid, dat je verward bent. En wat helpt is om heet drinken te drinken, langzaam te lopen.
Oké, daar gaan we. 4400 meter. Doet hij het nog?
Ja!
Nou. Eventjes geduld. Maar wel dit. Wauw, jongens. Dit is wel mega. Kijk, die wolken komen er wel voor, hè? Volgende keer. Gaan we naar de vulkaan, Inke?
Ja!
Ja, nou dan kom op, Mini. Je moet ons wel brengen.
Anders moeten we...
Kijk, daar komt hij. Daar komt hij. Daar komt hij. Daar komt hij. Woehoe!
It is a 7-kilometer drive with about 500 meters of elevation gain to the Chimborazo refuge, which sits at an incredible 4,860 meters. For us and for the truck, a true milestone. And it really is a bizarre altitude. I mean, in Europe, the highest public accessible road lies at about 2,800 meters. Now we are truly in the high Andes. From the refugio, a short but steep trail leads up to the snow, and just a bit further to a small mountain lake at over 5,000 meters.
Om je de top bereiken. Wow, dat is heftig. Dat is heel hoog. Dat is 6.200 meter, Nienke.
Maar dan ben je dicht bij de zon.
Dan ben je al dicht bij de zon.
Ja, dan heb ik nog heet.
Dan heb je het heet. Nou, dat weet ik niet. Nou, even warme kleren aan allemaal.
En ik heb een muts.
Komt jouw muts van 2 jaar geleden nog van pas? Hebben we zo'n samen geknutseld of niet? En hoe voel je je? Kom beter?
Kon beter, ja.
Kom beter. Niet thuis blijven dan? Ik ga wel met de meiden, wij hebben nergens last van.
Nee, ik wil het wel proberen, maar poeh.
Hey, hopelijk is wel de vulkaan weer vrij van wolken voordat we bij de top zijn, hè? Heb je het heet, Carlijn?
Ja.
Heel heet. 5, 6, 7, kom op. Je kunt het. Papa staat daar te wachten. Kom Klein, Nienke heeft meer sneeuw. ...5.000 meter. Klein wil liever met de sneeuw spelen, of niet? Woehoe! Hij was als eerste boven, hè? Hey! Nou, zo hard heeft het gevroren hier, jongens. Hey, en hoe voel jij je?
Ja, ik ga het op zich best goed doen.
Ja? Nou, gelukkig. Sneeuwballen gevecht! Woehoe! Nou, de eerste sneeuwpop in 3 jaar? 2 jaar?
Nee.
Nou. Wow, daar ga ik! Woehoe! Sneeuwpret op 5100 meter, jongens. Wie had dat nou gedacht? Had je wel op gehoopt, of niet, Nienke? 2, 1. We have our little 10-minute date. The kids are over there sitting at a rock, resting. They didn't want to go up anymore. But look at this place. This is really crazy. Wow. Hey, zwaai eens even, Nienke, Carlijn. Kijk, er komen wolken aan ook weer. Perfecte moment uitgekozen. Ah, fantastic. And I must say, it was not as hard as I expected it to be. I thought that it would be very hard to even breathe in rest, but that's not a problem if you are just walking without going up. It's totally fine. When you go up, of course, you feel the pressure, but yeah, it was okay. The whole family was okay. And I think what had to do with that is that we are already for our week, I think, on 4,000 meters. So we are really well acclimatized. So the difference between 4,000 and 5,100 meters is then, yeah, less of a difference. So yeah, I'm happy. And I think the rest of the family as well.
Beide.
Nou, laat zien dan hoe je steil bergaf loopt. Ja, heel slim. Heel slim. Heb je de vulkaan gezien?
Wauw.
Ja. Er is geen vulkaan meer. Hij is helemaal dicht in de wolken. Hey dames en heren, tik hem aan. Als wij nu omhoog zouden zijn gegaan, hè, zouden we het hartstikke koud hebben gehad daarboven. Dan zouden we helemaal niks zien.
Ja, klopt.
We just can't get enough of these landscapes, really amazing. And we just ate something and it's now 2 p.m. and we are actually not in the mood to drive anymore this afternoon. So we thought, you know, let's just stay here at 4,800 meters. And yeah, so I'm preparing myself to make a time lapse, because this volcano there, it's just like this, you know, this magic ball. It's really fantastic. An hour ago it was completely in the clouds and now there is even blue sky. It's amazing here.
Chimborazo, a mighty volcano, long dormant, standing at 6,263 meters tall. We eventually hike up to 5,107 meters, our highest point ever, and closer to the sun than we will ever be. Because measured from the Earth's center, Chimborazo is closer to the sun than any other mountain in the world. That is because the Earth bulges slightly at the equator, which means that Chimborazo's summit is about 2 kilometers closer to the sun than Mount Everest, though Everest at 8,849 meters remains the highest mountain above sea level.
Good morning! It was cold this morning, 12 degrees Celsius inside. It was definitely far below freezing point outside, so we heated everything up with our heater this morning and now we are very comfortable. Yes, and then the next thing is starting the engine. It's now 10 a.m. It's a little warmer luckily, and this starting the engine and being on this altitude, 4,800 meters, is definitely a milestone, I will tell you, because some 3 years ago, I think,
Yes.
this guy who has a lot of knowledge said to us that we couldn't get above 3,000 meters, that our truck would not drive on this kind of altitudes. That was a big story, I will tell you. How it started, so we 4 years ago we started in Europe, and in the first 6 months we really we bought the truck with not a lot of knowledge. I mean, it should be suitable, and we bought it and we converted it, but we are very slow. When we go a little bit uphill, we go in speed we lose a lot of speed and we go very slow. And in Europe on these busy mountain roads, and then immediately you have a big traffic line behind you. So that was a bit stressful. And I mean, now we are getting used to that. I mean, it's how it is, and you know, we have to deal with it.
And here it's more less hectic than in Europe.
Yes, exactly. So, but there it was definitely a thing. So we heard of this guy who could maybe help us to tune the truck. So to make everything as optimized as possible, or maybe even make a few adjustments to get more speed, horsepowers, exactly. Because our car is a Mercedes 1017, and the 17 stands for 170 horsepower. So even if you don't have enough knowledge, it doesn't matter, but 170 horsepower, considering the fact that we are 11 tons in weight, is not much. So, you know, very, very slow. We are strong, but very slow. So we visited this guy in between the time that we traveled in Europe and before we were shipping to Canada. And this guy, maybe you can tell it better.
Yeah, we asked him if he could help us to tune the truck, because it's from 1986, and he thought directly, oh yeah, perfect, a truck from that age I can tune. So I went to him and he checked the truck, he checked everything, and then he said, oh yeah, you say it's a truck from 1986, but the engine is from 1983, because it takes 3 years to convert the truck to a fire truck. So officially it's a truck from 1983, and it doesn't has an intercooler. So it is really hard to tune that one, because when you start tuning, making an intercooler, you have to make a lot of adjustment to keep the motor in balance. And he told me that the motor was doing really well, not fast, not having a lot of horsepower, but doing really well. So he advised us not to change anything. And at the end of the conversation he told us, but no, when you go more than 3,000 meters altitude, you have a problem. With that message I went back home.
Yeah,
and then it started to get a little bit messy.
Yeah, then it get messy. Yeah, he really said, like, you know, above 3,000 meters you get in problems, and at one point you cannot drive anymore because the engine cannot handle that. So
because of the lack of oxygen.
Because of the lack of oxygen, yes, exactly. Because that is how it works in altitude. The higher you get, the less oxygen you have. So, and the engine needs oxygen to start and to burn the fuel. Yes, there was a lot of panic, because, you know, what did we bought? You know, we cannot even drive above 3,000 meters, and we are going to Canada and to the United States, and well, you know, there are mountains above 3,000 meters. So there was a lot of hectics. We called around to a lot of people who sell these kind of vehicles, who rebuild these kind of vehicles, everybody who had a little bit of knowledge. And they all said, like, yeah, but if this guy, you know, he has a lot of knowledge, if he said that, then yeah, you know, they all didn't want to you know, doubt his opinion. But we all felt that they had, like, I don't know, is it really like that? But we were so unsure. And then I realized that a while before I made a message on a Facebook group of Dutch overlanders, and somebody replied with exactly the same truck, and I remembered that they traveled in South America with that. So I contacted this guy, and actually we met him at that time, and after we met each other in Mexico and in the United States with a different vehicle, but anyway, and they indeed traveled in South America with exactly the same truck, with exactly the same engine, and they were on 5,000 meters, above 5,000 meters, and of course they didn't have a lot of power, they were very slow, a lot of smoke, but they did drive and they didn't have any problems. So at the end, I don't know exactly how that went. I think somebody called, or we called with this tuning guy again and talked about it again, and at the end he changed his words again a bit, like, yeah, you know, you can drive, but very slow, don't expect much of it. But anyway, we were confident again, because at that time we even considered to buy a new truck, a faster truck with more horsepower, and the living unit, replace the living unit on that truck. We were even in that stage. We were even already looking for a specific truck like that. But at the end we didn't. We are still living in our original truck. But it's definitely a milestone to be here every time, you know, on 3,000 meters, 3,500 meters, 4,000, now even on 4,800 meters. So it's a big milestone. But yes, I'm a bit terrified of starting the engine after such a cold night. Yesterday when I asked Pascal, like, what should we do? Should we stay here for the night? And Pascal said, well, is that a good idea? I mean, it's getting cold here. And then I convinced him with the fact that we are here. I mean, it's not civilized, but it's a national park. There are rangers passing by. There are buses passing by. So if we are in problems, it's easy to get help. This will not be the case if we are in Peru, in the middle of nowhere at 5,000 meters, and we having a problem then. So this is a good way of testing. So I'm a bit terrified, but I'm also confident that everything will be fine, right?
Zo, even de olie checken. Ja. Even checken. Vloeistof. Dat is een goed teken.
Dat is een goed teken.
Wat?
Dat pssst. Ja, we zitten op hoogte, dus dat vocht dat zet ook uit. Oké, dan is nu het moment van de waarheid, jongens.
Ja.
Gaat Mini ons weer naar beneden brengen? Of gaat hij moeilijk doen?
Ja.
Dat doet hij wel, hè?
Ja.
Kan hij wel, hè?
Moeilijk.
Jawel hoor. Oké, daar gaan we dan.
Ja, go.
Waarom doe je altijd maar max 10 seconden?
Omdat de startmotor anders, hij wordt warm van het starten. En als hij te warm wordt kan hij kapot gaan. Dus ik laat hem steeds 10 seconden, laat hem afkoelen. En dan na een tijdje dan weer 10 seconden.
Oké. Gaat al wel iets beter. Nog 3 keer denk ik. Wat denk jij? Wat denken jullie? Nog 3 keer?
Nee.
Nee?
Veel minder.
Veel minder?
Ja.
Ben benieuwd. Oké. Nummer 3. Maar je hoort dat hij al een beetje zo... Word je zenuwachtig nu?
Nee.
Nee?
Je hoort toch dat hij al beter gaat.
Ja, dat is waar. En in de tussentijd zitten we weer tussen de wolken. Echt joh, wat een toverbal de hele tijd, joh. Ja, zie je? De volgende keer doet hij het hoor, jongens. Mama heeft gelijk, denk ik.
Nee, meer.
Je zag net al dat de oliedruk gewoon toe te nemen, dus dan...
Ja, daar gaat hij. Ja, kom op, kom op, kom op, kom op, kom op. Ja. Woehoe! Oh, oeps.
Te vroeg gehaald.
Te vroeg gejaagd. Dadelijk moeten we hier nog een nachtje blijven. Wat een probleem, want we hebben geen eten meer. We hebben bijna geen eten meer. Oh nee. En water, we moeten ook heel nodig water vullen. Heb je nou het gas ook vol in?
Ja, lijkt wel een oude tractor.
Een oude tractor.
Hij loopt dus nu niet op alle cilinders.
Wat zeg je?
Hij loopt dus nu niet op alle cilinders.
Omdat die nog koud zijn dan ofzo?
Ja, omdat sommige cilinders blijkbaar niet ontbranden.
Ja, zo. En achter ons een hele mistwolk. Het is geen mist, maar truckmist. Oh, zwart ook, man. Maar ik geloof dat hij het doet. Ja. Of niet? Woehoe! Hand erop. Hand erop. Papa, hand erop. Family. Everywhere. En hoe lang wil je het nu laten lopen?
En dat hij lekker loopt. Kijk, je ziet nu dat hij op deze toerental Je ziet nu dat hij op dit toerental prima loopt, maar hoe hoger ik kom, hoe ongelijker hij loopt.
Oké.
Kijk, je merkt nu vanaf 1100 toeren doet hij weer zo gek.
Ja.
Doet ik aan, dus dan heeft hij nog niet genoeg olie, pompt hij door het systeem. Dus die olie is ook...
Klinkt alsof je er zoveel verstand van hebt.
Nou, veel gehoord.
Wat een rook, man.
That morning, we descend the mountain. The plan is to head to another volcano, the Cotopaxi, but things take a turn. At a gas station, we discover that we are leaking fluid, and not just a little. The dripping doesn't stop. We have got a big problem. But how that adventure ends, you will see in the next video. If you enjoyed our journey to the sun, give this video a thumbs up. We would also love to hear from you in the comments. And feel free to share this video with friends, family, anyone who might want to travel with us to South America. Thanks for watching and see you next week.